Hey everyone, welcome to the show. So, I have more updates to share about Donald Trump and his minions and all the investigations into them. In regard to the Justice Department investigation, a new grand jury has been impaneled by the special counsel, Jack Smith. This newer grand jury is going to be seated and hearing evidence through at least March of 2023. And one of the witnesses that they may have already heard from or they will be hearing from is Georgia Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger. He was issued a subpoena. They want him to testify about that call that he had with Trump, in which Trump pressured him to find, quote unquote, the exact number of votes that he needed to win. Also, last week, we learned that a federal judge approved the release of emails between some of Trump's attorneys and Republican House member Scott Perry. Apparently, back in June, 37 emails were handed over to the DOJ, and the judge ruled that they weren't covered by attorney-client privilege. So the emails were sent to and from Jeffrey Clark, his aide, Ken Klukowski, attorney John Eastman, and Perry. The judge also noted in her opinion that the DOJ investigators really prioritized emails sent to and from Perry. So that's pretty telling. And if I was Perry, I would be a little bit nervous right now. Also, as a bit of a side note related to the DOJ investigation, the new government spending bill includes a $2.63 billion budget for the U.S. attorneys. This is an increase of over $212 million over and above what's already approved for them. And this is to aid in the prosecution of January 6 cases, as well as domestic terrorism in general. So the DOJ had requested $34 million for the January 6 investigations. And they noted that back in October, they were running out of funds because they said, quote, "The cases are unprecedented in scale, and it is expected to be among the most complex investigations prosecuted by the Department of Justice." So that's a positive development. It means that the Republicans won't be able to shut them down effectively by choking off their funds. As for the Select Committee's investigation into Trump and his attempted coup, it was revealed that former National Security Advisor Mike Flynn may have pressured intelligence officials to help with Trump's coup. In newly released recordings of Flynn's interview with the committee, Flynn took the fifth when he was asked if he pressured any military or intelligence officials to assist in Trump's effort to overturn the election. But what was even more striking and revealing was that Flynn also took the fifth when he was asked if he personally encouraged anyone to enter the Capitol on January 6th. Also, according to the Select Committee's final report, John Eastman, Michael Flynn, Jenna Ellis, and Phil Waldron all pleaded the fifth when they were asked to provide the committee with evidence of election fraud. I mean, wouldn't they want to just hand that over and prove that this was all legitimate? Yeah. And Rudy Giuliani admitted to the committee that he didn't actually believe that Dominion voting machines were responsible for any election fraud. He flat out said it. So, you know who's happy today hearing that? Dominion and Smartmatic, because they're suing him as well as other people are suing him for defamation. Next up is yet another Trump fraud lawsuit. This one involves the multi-level marketing company called American Communications Network. A federal lawsuit was filed like 6 years ago, and the plaintiffs allege that Trump and his family promoted a pyramid scheme in which they got hosed and that Trump made a lot of money off of it. And Trump has, as typical, tried a lot of delay tactics. He tried to wear the plaintiffs down. They stuck with it, though, and they were hoping to go to court before the 2024 election cycle begins. Unfortunately, the judge scheduled the trial for January 29th of 2024. So it is what it is. And last but not least, writer E. Jean Carroll has released part of her deposition in her defamation case against Trump. In it, she details how she ran into him as she was leaving a department store, how they ended up in a dressing room. That's where she alleges that Trump raped her. Trump also sat for a deposition in that case, and he's refusing to release his transcript. Wonder why. And in regard to the actual rape lawsuit that Carol recently filed against Trump, Trump and his attorneys are doing something that is beyond reprehensible. Trump's legal team is planning to fight the lawsuit by saying that the Adult Survivors Act is unconstitutional. As you guys all know, Carol was able to bring this rape lawsuit under that newly enacted statute in New York State. It allows adult survivors of sexual assault to sue their predators, so they can go beyond the normal statute of limitations. So Trump and his attorneys would effectively undermine and take away the rights of potentially thousands and thousands of sexual assault victims just to save his sorry ass. Imagine the fallout if they're able to make that case and knock this whole thing down, saying that it is unconstitutional. Every other victim's case will be thrown out. Alleged victims of vile predators, like from people like Jeffrey Epstein, once again will have no recourse. They will receive no justice. And these heinous predators who victimize them as children will suffer no consequences once again. That's who Trump and his attorneys are. They are completely, totally, utterly self-centered scum of the earth. So I'll let you guys know what happens with all of this, but it doesn't luckily seem like the judge is inclined to get rid of this case, to dismiss it. So, but I'll let you know. Thank you so much for watching and listening, guys. Take care. Please like, share, subscribe. Please donate. I will talk with you soon. Happy holidays. Thanks again.